we didn't have, it wasn't like it is now. Now we have clinical determinations as to what behavioral problems are. We call it ADD, attention deficit disorder, and I call it ADD, another demon with a dysfunction.
Amen.
We have ADHD, attention deficit. Y'all know what I'm talking about, clinical terminology. But back in the day, the old mothers used to just say you're bad and you need a switch. So y'all ain't never had no mama like mine. My grandmama used to make me go and pick my own switch off the tree. And if I didn't pick a good switch, she would go out there, and if she had to pick a switch, she would pick a fat one with a thin tip on the edge and leave the little leaf right on the end, so that when she whipped me, come on, I would get a welt straight across my leg. Never had nothing like that happen to you. Now, nowadays, if you beat your kids, they tell you you're going to jail. And I told somebody in my church, I said, you know what? You can keep that mentality if you want to. If you beat your kids, you going to jail. And I'm going to tell them something. You ain't raising black kids, because if you don't beat your kids, they going to jail. So we deal with behavioral problems in our society that cause us, and somehow or another, the effects of our behavioral dysfunction has trickled into the church, because somehow or another our dysfunctional thinking has made its way onto the praise team and into the musician section and on the nurses board and on the administrative board. Come on here, somebody. That's the reason why it takes 6 months and 20 meetings to get stuff done in the house of God, because we got people that have behavioral problems and don't know how to stay in their place, don't know how to stay in their lane, and don't know how to mind their business. I know I'm not preaching to y'all up here in Trinity Temple. I'm only talking about the saints back in Abundant Life Cathedral. Come on here, somebody. But what I've come to realize is that our behavioral dysfunction has caused us to miss the blessing of God, because God is looking for people that will be able to come into his house, and no matter what's going on around you, you'll be able to get what it is that you've come here for. You'd be surprised, because I was listening to the testimony of the brother here on the front that God blessed to have a transplant. I don't know what planet y'all from, but after all of the fasting and prayer that we do, asking God to move, and then you allow a bona fide certified miracle to walk up in this church, and you don't go ballistic. You know what? You should have went crazy this morning. Somebody should have took on shouting around this church, not because of what God's gonna do, but because of what he already did. So somehow or another we have allowed ourselves to be sidetracked. We've turned the church into a series of sideshows, wanting to see who has the best suit and who has the best. Don't nobody care about your hat. You got it from the Chinese store anyway. We saw the hat at the flea market. Come on here, somebody. Don't nobody care about your bling bling. Matter of fact, if you get out of church and go down Dixwell Avenue and turn on whatever that L.T. Brasso or whatever and go over to the dirt field and pay $1, you can look bling bling too. Get tired of this sideshow that has become the church. The devil has deceived us. There used to be a day when the Spirit would move in the house of God, where people would come in bound and restricted and would leave out delivered. The reason why people don't leave delivered is because we're still perverted. We're perverted in our minds. We're perverted in our spirits. We're perverted in the way that we deal with each other. Last I checked, the Bible still says, come out from amongst them. Oh God, I'm a preacher. Even if y'all don't say amen, come out from amongst them and be ye separate, saith your God. Gotten away from preaching holiness because we're afraid that people will not come to the house of the Lord. Let me get to the text because I only got 3 minutes left. And now here we find that David has found a situation dealing with Saul. Here it is now that after David had found favor with Saul, it comes now that Saul sets David up. He sets him up over the army and sends him out. And after the women and children come back singing and playing tambourine, saying yes, that Saul has killed his hundreds, but David has killed his thousands. It made Saul real mad. And I don't know about you, but there comes times in your life where there were people that were with you in one season and they helped set you up. They helped set you up for your next move. But the minute